Hey, Josie with Queen My Pawn. I'm going to talk about how to destroy a expert in less than 15 moves with the Grand Prix Attack. So let's go ahead and check this out. You can see my other tab says, imagine your pieces are invincible and cannot be captured. Well, this will be called idealistic thinking, but you can actually create lots of possibilities with that, because imagine your piece is actually going to be captured. Make it so that it's possible, like maybe protect that piece, or if that piece is captured, then something bad will happen. And that's exactly what I'm going to show in this game. So let's go ahead and check out the game. Yeah, this was pretty darn fast. So this guy's almost 2400. I actually haven't defeated someone that's 2400 level yet, I think. Like, I think the highest was actually that guy. Oh no, I actually have defeated a 24. I've defeated many 2400s. I just realized. That's pretty good. I didn't know I have actually done that. Wow, lots of data that you can find here. Yeah, I think my rating is pretty accurate. All right, so E4, C5, Knight C3. This is really good. Actually, let me go to analysis 4. So this is a really good opening. It's called the closed Sicilian, but it doesn't have to be closed after F4. So this actually could be a Vienna with King's Gambit declined, if he hadn't played C5 and instead he played E5. So this will actually become relevant. He plays G6. I bring out my other knight, and then he fans shadows, bishop G7, bishop C4. Now, typically the move here is knight f6, right? He plays A6, and this is very interesting that he plays A6 because he's trying to trap my bishop, but after D3, B5, bishop B3, it's not really trapped, and he doesn't really have enough pressure on the center. Maybe knight f6 here. Although I still actually favor white in this position. Just castles, and if c4 pawn takes, I mean, he just doesn't have enough pressure on the pawn because of this. And obviously, this knight can't be captured, and even if it could, this is a really good bishop. You don't want to give it up. So it's just not a good move. A6, it's too early. E6, no, I mean, the knight f6 has to be the move here. But, you know, after e5, it's kind of squirrely. And he has to move the knight back, so his opening is just busted. I mean, did I really get this guy out in the opening like this? I mean, what does the book say? The book says that you should play e6. This gives black 47% chance of winning. That makes sense because you're playing something like 97, like g7 and then d5. So castles, knight g7, d3, d5. But the thing is, people don't know this, and they won't play it. So this will give you actually a lot of wins and very few losses. They have to know this, and even then, you still have a good chance of scoring here. Black obviously has the advantage, but clearly the position is favorable for black here. But the fact that a almost 2400 player doesn't know this, and his FIDE rating actually is 2150, something like that, kind of goes to show that just by knowing some openings, you can get some rating points pretty fast. Lots of interesting little moves that can happen here. He does have the advantage though. And something like b6. And I don't really know what the threat is here. Maybe bishop a6, and that pins the knight down. Black's position is just better here, obviously. So he didn't know that, and so I played d3, he plays e5, which is actually like the craziest move anyone could ever play, because you're trying to open up my f5, which is not good for you, black, the black player here, because after I castle, this rook and this bishop and this knight are just hitting the square so much, and queen e1, queen f2 as possible. It's just messy. You really need to develop your pieces at this point. It's like you have to know this move, e6. I'm pretty sure that at this point, e6, white should play something like f5, trying to open up the position. I mean, there's no more time, right? So g takes f5 and d3, knight g7. Obviously, black still has the advantage here, but I think white's kind of got more chances to do something about it here. And there's less games, and this could be a problem in blitz. So this is my blitz opening. This is my go-to blitz opening for sure. For regular games, I like to play, well, I'll tell you afterwards. So let's go on. Okay, this is like the worst move. How can you let me get a like open rook like that? Like this is terrible. And look, my bishop comes out with tempo. He has nothing. He has no check. Like at least queen b6, but the pawn is in the way. So it makes no sense playing c5, e5, and fianchettoing your bishop. It's like the most nonsensical opening. Bishop takes f4. Okay, this is like terrible. This is actually terrible, because this pawn is being attacked twice, and it's not defended except for the king, which is not good, because the two pieces are attacking, and the king's only been defending it. That's just a recipe for disaster. So immediately I go on the attack. f6 is probably his best bet here, but then I just win. Actually, I was thinking about playing bishop takes g8, so that if rook takes g8, he can't castle that way anymore, and his king is weak side. His king is weak on the queen side. But he's just, and anyways, this is probably stronger, because if I take the rook, he can't castle king side. It's impossible. He played the worst move here, knight h6, and you can see the combination here on the right side. But it was really between bishop takes f7 and knight takes f7. I thought that bishop takes f7 was more forcing, because of king to f8, he's in for a very long game, or maybe a very short game after something like bishop takes h6 and knight to e6, and queen just gets in the game. It's a discover check. So, or maybe even bishop takes g6, but I don't want to allow some counterplay. Although he can't take back because he's in check. So he's forked, and obviously this is losing. I didn't take the rook because I figured I can actually take the rook if he goes. He can't go there. If he goes there, I can always move back here. Sure, I have a stronger move like this, knight to d5. But the point is that I win the rook and the pawn anyways. And he's still in the middle of the board. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is winning. Well, this knight's hanging, but he's in trouble. So maybe I would play knight d5 here. I'm targeting the queen, and or actually I have this move, bishop to g5, for if queen takes, and I just have the fork here, and he's lost. So he resigned at this move. There's just no way that he can survive here. I mean, I have this move coming. This is probably his best bet. I have no light squared bishop, so but his king will be stuck in the middle for eons to come. Actually, I think I have to protect him, and I'm just winning this. I mean, he could have stuck around, maybe forced me to defend some, but I think he found his attack kind of hopeless. So that's how you win in the opening. You got to develop your pieces. Like I said in the opening, in long games, in short games, this is my go-to opening, the Grand Prix, because no one knows what to do. And if they do, then I could at least try to play for a draw. Obviously, I don't expect to play this in tournaments. But in tournaments, I like to actually play something like knight f3, and depending on knight c6 or d6, I play bishop e5 anyways. And for example, this is how the game could continue. Bishop e5, d6, d4, pawn takes, queen takes, bishop d7, bishop takes knight, bishop takes bishop, and c4. Knight f6, knight c3, g6. And I don't know where I should play the bishop yet. But I want to go for the queen side here. So it's pretty even, and it gives both sides equal chances. I mean, I do like my play on the queen side here. I have more space, and yeah, queen e3 is pretty good. Getting the king out of the attack, and knight d4 is interesting. So to play f3 and bishop e3, but also f4 is a possibility. But I do like bishop e3 though. F3, and then rook a1, and then f4, or even b4. The game could go so many ways. I played a game like this, and I like my results. So you should give it a try for sure. Play around with it, see what you got. It will make for an interesting game. Good luck. Make sure to subscribe, by the way.